Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, beautiful, handsome people. A pleasant evening to everybody. All right, I want to dedicate this video to the mother of the 9-year-old who, when they were interviewing him, you could hear the brokenness in his voice to know that his mother doesn't appreciate his skin color, that she felt that he's too black or he has gotten too black, and she felt the need to bleach his face. A face that is, or an entire body that is still developing, not understanding the physiological effects, the emotional effects, the mental effects, and the psychological effects that such act can produce in a child. And it may seem foolhardy to ask, where's the father? But then again, there was a situation where a girl was attacked by a man verbally, where he said, asked her the question if isn't she ashamed to come on the road being this black, while he was the same complexion as her, right here in Jamaica. So this has nothing to do with gender or sex. It has to do with mindsets, and I'm sure many of the slave masters were males, because back in the days, men ran the world, so this has nothing to do with, because it's a single mother, we don't know. Maybe you may think that the father may not do it, but look at the case of the man and the girl, where he crossed over the road. He didn't want to be on the same side of the road because she's black-skinned. Likewise, he was the same dark complexioned. And for me, people, it makes no sense to curse a mother like that out, because many people think that way. Many people think that way. It probably just didn't cross their minds to take a bleaching cream to bleach a young child's skin, because they're not sure of the damaging effects that it can and will have on the child. One, it ages a child because a child's skin becomes thin. It's already thin because it's developing. So it ages you. So when they're 15, for example, they may look 30 or 40 because the protection has waned and has weakened. They can develop skin abrasions that can never heal, and that gives them burnt look, like the skin is burnt up, scraped. There was a lady, I remember Dion Jackson Miller a few years ago was interviewing women who bleached, and one said it makes her look more beautifuler. Yeah, she used that word. Make me look more beautifuler. It's like you're brown and pretty, and she continued, and I remember her, she had scars on her face that was caused by the frequent bleaching. And notwithstanding, or I should say that the type of chemicals that they use are extremely harmful to the skin. I remember they were showing this particular young girl who she could even hardly take up some of the things that she was using. The bleaching she used bleaching cream, some very abrasive products, that are extremely, they were not even made for the skin, and bleached it. And it tells a story that many people are suffering from low self-esteem, because the effects of slavery has passed down to this current generation, to let them know that once you're very dark-skinned, you're inferior. And now it answers some of the questions as to why, I don't know if I'm the only one that has experienced this, but people, some, not in all cases, please let me make that categorically clear. But there are some people who are very dark-skinned, who there is almost this subliminal hate that they have for people of lighter complexion. It's as though they're blaming us for them being dark. So instantly, without even knowing you, they treat you very badly. I've experienced that on several occasions. And it becomes very frightening. And then you have to tell yourself, no, it's not true that anything that is too black is not good. You have to say it has to do with the self-esteem of the individual, the self-worth, the self-value of the individual. Not the case that anything is too black is not good. Because I've come across fair-skinned people are horrible, horrible, horrible human beings. So it has to do with character as opposed to person. So to the mother of the 9-year-old, my darling, I'm going to encourage you to get a comprehensive therapy and retraining of the brain, retraining of the mind, because it has unfortunately become corroded and corrupt. And it's not so much on you, it is maybe what you had learned from your ancestors, what you had learned from your foreparents, you know, to pass down one. Anything that is too black is not good. And, you know, about even the hair. You remember back in the day when I was growing up, people never liked the kinky hair. Them talk about how it be dry and tough and it come like, sometimes, you know, it depends on who you run a little joke. But, you know, have to realize we have to be careful of some of these jokes that we run. Like it's steel wool or Scotch Brite. The Scotch Brite, it's not steel wool, the other one is. But whatever it is, I can't even remember the name right now. But maybe it's for me not to remember. You know, that scrubbing thing. And we liked it onto something negative. So the enemy has gotten us to resort blackness to darkness and light to white. So once you're white, you're all right. You're black, you stay back kind of mentality. And if you're brown, you can stick around because it's closer to white. It's light. It shows lightness, angelic. And when it's black, it shows evil and wicked. I'm telling you, that's how a lot of people think. It was so bad that they likened it onto the Homo sapien thing that Charles Darwin spoke about. So they see them coming from they're showing the transitioning from the monkey into human beings. What a piece of audacity, eh? Oh, look, God says we were fearfully and wonderfully made and made above the animals. And talk about to come from the Homo sapiens and showing the monkey stages into humans. And the vitriol, create a vitriol around the nose, around the lips, around the eyes. To show like it look like monkey nose, monkey mouth, monkey eyes. I'm telling you. I remember seeing that as a youngster growing up. And it was a sad state of affairs. But you know, when you're so young, you don't really understand. And you watch all these slavery movies like Roots, The Next Generation, and all of these movies. Not understanding that, you know, the eyes and the mind was just so exposed to some damaging things that has affected quite a number of people, especially people who are darker in complexion. I thought it was synonymous to Jamaica until somebody said no, it's even in other countries. Yes, they may have, once you're black, yes, you will get maybe face a general racism, but when you're extremely dark, it becomes very problematic. Mother, you need a retraining of the brain, a rewiring of the brain, a cleansing, a fumigation of the brain, because it has to do with some sort of I don't know, some sort of defect for you to think, for you to have lost your mind temporarily to think that the bleaching cream can resolve the situation of your child. You're taking away who God made him to be black. Now, let me say this. If you find that and then you have blotching, you know, there's a difference. Sometimes the skin gets blotched because they're in too much sun. You know, you will see, that is why some people have to be careful when they see people and they say, oh, you get so brown. It's not that. It is that if you're constantly in the sun, especially if you walk a lot or you take the bus or whatever, your skin will burn. When you start to get exposed more to the air conditioning unit and a cooler climate, then your real complexion will come back. So you have to cure the skin so that it doesn't become blotched. So blotched is associated with anybody, whether you're white, brown, black, or whatever. You have to cure the skin so that that blotched look goes. So it may look parched and burnt, but it's not that he's gotten too black. So that could have been the issue. Now, when you bleach it, what you're doing, you're taking away the strength and the power of the melanin in his skin. You're aging him quickly. He can develop a lot of skin abrasions. And, you know, cut short maybe his life. You don't know. Mother, you have to emancipate yourself from that sort of slavery that has encapsulated it, that has captured you and arrested you. You have to do that. There are many people who are like that. It's not just you. So it makes no sense for people to even curse you out, because it means that you have not really understood life. You have not understood life. You need to appreciate you and appreciate your blackness. It's something that some of you may have to tell yourself every day. I am black and I'm beautiful. I'm black and I'm handsome. My complexion looks good. You may have to keep repeating that on it until it becomes a reality in your mind and how your outlook on life. But this madness and mayhem and nonsense has got to stop. In Jesus' name. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lines.